Hi everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be finishing up our Ocean Life junk journal. So y'all come in, say hi, let me know you're here. We are live on Facebook. If you see the little red button on the top left that says live, if not, it's a replay. So I'm going to get my chat pulled up here so I can see you guys. Find you on my other device, hopefully. Not yet. Alright, that pulled up. So we are finishing up tonight. We're going to be sewing in the signatures and putting some finishing touches on here. And we will be done with this one and moving on to our next one. Hey Angela. I'm just going to give you guys just a few minutes to jump in. Our next journal will be the Alice in Wonderland one that I've been working on a little bit. We're going to continue on that one next. And then I don't know what I'll do after that. We'll see. All right, I got a couple people on here. It seems to be working fine. Y'all let me know if volume is okay. I see Lori is here. All right, let me get the camera pulled up top and we'll get started. All right, 1 second. Correct to make sure we're straight. Think about there. All right. So hopefully tonight is not as difficult as I think it's going to be. So we're going to be sewing in the signatures. I've got 2 signatures on this one now, and I've got to deal with this netting. So it's going to be a little bit challenging, but I think I can do it. So y'all get to watch me struggle. Hopefully not too much. That's the plan, not too much. Move some of this stuff out of the way I don't need. Probably didn't need this water, but we'll leave it there. All right, so we are going to need our awl and our sewing needle. Which one is it? I think I like, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with this medium one. I'm tempted to go up a size just because it's fabric and it's going to be a little challenging. But the hole in this one is just so big. It's like I almost need a middle of the road size compared to what I have, but we're going to try what I have there. I'll never be able to pick these up. Alright, I'll do that one. And what else do I need? I want these clips. Maybe I want these clips. And then I'm going to decide on the wax thread I'm going to use. I have a royal blue and I have what I'm calling dark gray. It's kind of a grayish color. I'm thinking the royal blue is going to work nicely. I kind of want it to match. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this royal blue. So this is a set of wax thread that I bought off of Amazon a long time ago. But it comes with like all these different colors. I probably have it linked on my favorite art supplies, I'm guessing. If I don't, let me know and I'll find it and see if they still have it. They may not even still have it. Like I said, it's probably been 2-3 years. Sometimes stuff stays around. So there's our tools. And what we're going to do is go through and pull out, oh, I should have done that originally, but I did not. We're going to pull out all the bulk, because it's much easier to deal with if you don't have the bulk to fight with. I'm going to move this water. I don't need it, and it's going to get in my way. All right, so let me see. Where are my labels? I had labels. See if they're still sticky. They might be. Of course, they're probably not in any kind of order. We shall see. No, they're not. They're probably not in order, but we'll try. So what I do is I just put labels on with the same letter, okay? And then when I'm going back through and I need to put things back in, it's just easier to figure out where it goes. And these are just sticky notes that I try to reuse. I don't always, but I try to, because it's quicker if you reuse it. And only things that are, you know, you can take apart. A lot of things I can't. Now I do need to be careful with this one, and do make sure that I only sew that part in, okay? Because this has a little section there, but I don't think it'll be a problem because it shouldn't hit where the sewing is. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. There's nothing loose there. Here's a loose one. Oops, don't drop your labels. Let's see. Let's see. Nothing there. A little bit there. This is just how I've been doing this, and I think it works well. You know, could you put it together with your tags and stuff in there? Maybe. I think it would be a challenge. So this is, in my opinion, easier. Nothing loose there. So far, most of these are at least together. I was going to go through and make sure I had kind of stuck them in order. As long as the letters match. I'm going to pull that out just because it probably wouldn't get in the way too much, but I think I will pull it out. Put that there. Hopefully I can figure out what that means. I should be able to. It goes much faster when you already have these written out. Hey, Dawn. Pop up that's pretty obvious where that goes, so I don't need a label on it. I don't know where the M is. Is that it? Oh, that's an N. That's an L. Oh, there's the M. Now we're out of order because I didn't put the L, but I don't care. Later I'll be looking for it. Like, where's the L? It's not there. I didn't put anything in that pocket. Okay. Not too bad. This is a small journal. It doesn't have a lot of pages. It's relatively small. All right. So now we've got our two signatures ready to go. And the only thing you want to do is just make sure that anything that the height is different on is in the right place. So you just want to kind of go through, make sure everything is seated where it should be. Like this one moves, just I'm going to try to kind of put it in the middle and just kind of take a peek, see if it looks pretty good. I think that's decent. I'll probably do it again before I get to, actually, I usually put my back to my front signatures in, so I'll be doing that one first anyway. It's just easier, I think. I think most of these are even. Pretty sure the only uneven page I had was that calendar page in the other one. All right, so let's set that there. That's my, actually this is my first signature, right? Yeah, that's how I wanted it. Okay, so that means I'll do this one first. The first one I do last. That makes sense. Okay. Now, I did go ahead and put an eyelet in here for my charm. So I just have a little eyelet at the top. Y'all have seen me do that 100 times. And then I made a little very simple charm with some fabrics that we used in the journal, a couple of laces, and some of these little real thin ribbon things, and then different charms that I had from that Amazon set of charms I bought. And then this is one of the Tim Holtz little clips with the chain on it, and I just wrapped it around and hooked it to the top there. Okay, so I just wrapped that chain around and made a loop, and then what I did is I just pulled all my ribbons through that loop on the chain and then just tied it right there, and I put a little bit of glue there just to kind of hold it. And then we've got our dangles, and there's a bunch of different charms in here. We've got a little seashell, a seahorse, a starfish, a little turtle, and there's a mermaid floating around. There she is, mermaid, and a little fish bones and a shell. So it's just pretty simple, but I think that'll look pretty on it, and then it's removable. So I just have it off for right now. Okay, so we're gonna thread this needle and get out my little guide. So this one's 2 signatures. So my guide has 3 sets of holes, but the middle hole is for the holes that go in the signatures. Okay. And then this happens to be watercolor paper, but just use some sort of a heavier paper. Fold it in half to get my center line, and then I just figure out where I want these. It's going to be a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, so I've got 5 holes. And I did mark my center on here. I don't know if I can see it. I think I can see it. So I just folded it in half, figured out where the center was, and just threw a little pencil line in there. And it's there. It's real faint. I use this little chalk pencil. But it is there. And then there's one here. And I don't really care if it stays. You could possibly get it off of there, but not that easily, honestly. And then, so the signature, this will go at the top. Make sure you mark these with the top so that you know, because these aren't always exact. I try to make them exact, but you know, it's not unusual to be off slightly different from this direction versus this direction. So always use it the same way on each piece and you won't have an issue. Okay, and that's going to go like that, and then I'm going to have the 2 holes on each side, not the middle one. And that's why this says here, it says center holes are for signatures only. So I don't accidentally punch those. Don't punch those. Not in this anyway. We don't want them there. And I just kind of figured out about where it was going to hit, and I do that by taking my 2 signatures, setting them together, and seeing about the distance that they give, and then setting it in there and seeing about how far apart I want them. And then when I figure that out, then I decide how far apart this should be so that they sit and hopefully kind of fit right about there. This is a little bit wider space than I had originally intended, but it'll be fine. It's just going to be a little bit of a gap, but it's close. I usually do 1 centimeter. You know, 1 centimeter tends to be what I do for my gaps. A ½ inch is too much. A ¼ inch is too little. You could do 3/8, but I usually just do a centimeter because it's easy. My ruler has centimeters on it, and it's just an easy number to keep up with. But so I have a center mark, and then 1 centimeter on each side of that is where my signatures will go. All right, and like I said, there will probably be a decent gap in there because I don't have these stuffed super heavy, but we'll see. I don't really care if there's a gap in the middle. It doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, put them closer together. It doesn't bother me. So once you get these on the center in your cover, so we can go ahead and do that if we want. It can be done first or last, doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get them on their center. I usually will secure them because I probably should get those other clips. You know what, I'm going to grab those pink clips because I can just work with them easier for some reason. They get in my way when I'm sewing, but for this, I think it'll be easier. This isn't quite on the center. I kind of messed up, and it's a little off. Just slightly a little off. It's not going to matter. This is going to be much wider than that, and it'll be fine. But it is a little off, and I know it's a little off. I don't know how I managed it, but I did. So we're going to put this in the center, though. It's more important for this to be centered than it is for the other. That's the least of my concerns. So I'm just lining up my mark with my center. This is a little tad long. I probably could have cut that off just maybe a fraction shorter. I think I used a piece I had already had cut and I just worked with it. But it was close enough. It's like a 1/16 of an inch big maybe. All right, this second line on here is where this goes. So when I'm doing my center marks for this, that's where I'll put the top and bottom of this. Okay, can you see that? Make sure you can see the line there. Can you see that line? It's so faint. But that's where that will fit. And that's how I know where to put the holes on this is by when I set this in here. Okay, you'll see as we go. So we're going to go ahead and put the holes in this. Hopefully I can see them and it will work. It's challenging. This one I'm just going to keep relatively flat. Sometimes the holes get punched with it closed slightly, and sometimes it can be flat. For the cover part, I'm pretty sure I almost always do it flat. I don't think I ever bend it, but maybe I do. I don't think I do. So we're just going to poke the holes in here. Now, I'm going to go fairly generous with the size because I'm dealing with fabric, and as you can see, I have no idea where that hole is. So, and it might come out right on a thing. I'm hoping it doesn't. Let's see, it's right there. But see, it kind of closes back up when you pull it out. Yeah, this fabric is going to be, it's definitely going to be a challenge. I'm probably going to go through both sides and try to just make sure that I get that hole somewhat visible. I've tried marking it before, and sometimes that works, but sometimes it just doesn't. See if I can see the other one. I can't. Sometimes you can feel it. Yeah, I can't feel it at all. So I'm going to try to get these holes somewhat large. I don't like to go that large, but if I don't, I have a feeling I'm going to have a hard time finding them. It's got to go through all this fabric and that Amazon packaging, which is 2 layers. So we're going to be a little generous on our hole size. I really hope I can see these. Oh, there's that one. Like I said, I'm just going to try to poke them both sides. It sometimes helps to open up the other side. Sometimes it closes right back up and you can't find it. So we're just going to try to keep my ribbon out of the way. So I'll poke a hole through it. I'm hoping it doesn't become an issue. Like I said, I knew this one was going to be a challenge. I knew I'm going to have to fight with it a little bit because it is all this fabric layers, especially like this with the pocket, can be challenging. And I was only going to have the one signature, but it just didn't fit right, so we're going to go with 2. I think we're okay. Let me just double check that. Yeah, we're good. I'm just checking the length from here to the edge, making sure it didn't go smaller, and it's fine. So we're good still. All right. Can you see any of these holes? I can see a few of them. It's not easy though. Sometimes you can feel them. Sometimes you cannot. Can't see that second one there. You kind of see this one. Try to get that one a little bit bigger. Where's this one on this side? Yeah, I don't see the one on that side at all. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Just trying to get them spread out a little bit better. Get that middle one, and then we'll call that good. I'm just using this to, it's hard to hold. Nowhere to hold. All right, we're almost there. Oh, where's that one? Oh, it's right on the blue. Is she home from the hospital, Bonnie? I'm not sure if she is either. All right. So there's our holes. We're going to pull this off. And we're going to put our holes in here. So this is the first one. I know this is the first one because I matched that kind of. So that's the first one. So we're going to do the last one first because I think it's easier. She hasn't answered. Okay. I hope she's home. All right. Let's see. Make sure that pop-up is nice and centered where I poke my holes. Where is that calendar page that's off center? Is it in the other one? Maybe it is in the other one. Yeah, I don't see it in this one. All right. It's in the other one. All right, so find your center. Now for this one, you're going to want it to stay folded, okay? So like I said, we're going to match up that line as best you can. Where's my other clips? Hoping I got room. Ooh, I do not have room. Do I have room with this one? Just barely. Because it's taller. I could make 2 of them and cut one off, but I just didn't feel like it. It's being lazy. Sometimes it's too long to just clip on it. All right, so you want to make sure that it's in there and it's seated. Nicely seated, and you want to make sure top is at the top. Make sure the right direction. Make sure you've double checked all your pages that they are the right direction. They should be, but you never know. And everything is seated. Okay? And then I don't usually use that because I don't need it, but we're going to set it on it just for convenience sake. And then you want to find your hole, center hole, and you want to close it slightly. Okay, it doesn't have to be all the way. just slightly, and then try to keep it straight and push straight through. And it should come out right on the point. Okay? If you don't have it closed slightly, it's not going to be right on that point, because opening it changes where everything lays. So try to keep it closed just slightly and push each one through. And try not to go too large on the holes. But the straighter you are and the better job you do with this set of holes, the better it'll be. Alright, so then after you've put all the holes in there, now you need to remove this. So what you want to do is just move your clip over so that everything stays, hopefully, where you just put it. We just want to get rid of the guide, but we want to keep the pages where they are so they don't move around. Okay? And then we're going to get this. Try to get our little... Try not to sew these in. They get in the way sometimes. Kind of see where everything is. Hopefully you can see your holes. This one's a little light. Let's see if I can... I don't want to poke a new hole, so I'm trying to feel it. Is that it? Yeah, that went right through. Okay. Just want that a little bit more visible. We don't really need to worry about that first one right now, so I might mark these. So they're not terrible, but they're not great either. Just trying to find the holes. Just going through. See, that one's not lining up. Where is it? Where are you? I know there's a hole there already. Oh, is that it? I think I felt it. Guys, I can't find that one. I'm just going to fix it now while I can, because I just want to see about where it is. Should be right there. It's hitting right where... Wow, I can't see that one at all. Why are you so hard to see? Is it better underneath? Nope. It just sealed right up. Such a pain. Alright, I think I hit it. I felt like I hit it. You can usually tell because it goes through like butter. What about this last one? Can I find it? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to mark these a little bit. If I can find a blue pencil. Where'd I have it? I had it a second ago. Oh, there it is. It might show, but it's going to make, hopefully, my life a little easier. It's just ever so slightly. I'm just going to do it that way. You can kind of feel it. Oh, lost that one again. Really? There it is. My awl's very sharp. I'm trying not to poke myself, but I keep poking myself anyway. There. Stay. Alright, we're going to try that. See if it helps. So now what I want to do is thread my needle. Alright, let's see. What did Dorothy say? She's in rehab. I'm sorry to hear that, Dorothy. I hope you get better soon. So 1, 2, 3 is what we want. So we got 1, 2, 3. That should give you a little extra. 3 lengths is usually more than enough. better to have too much than not enough. And then we're going to thread our needle to about, just leave yourself 5 inches or so. Okay. And we're doing the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. The first one is through the middle, but, oh, I was going to go from the outside, wasn't I? Decisions. Because of that pop-up, and I'm going to be gluing, I was thinking it would be better to have it on the outside, but I don't know if I want it on the outside. I may just try to make the thread as flat as I can on this one. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it on the inside. I really don't like them on the outside, so we're going to keep it on the inside. So start with the side where you want your thread to end up is where you start your hole. Okay, that's your first stitch. So pull that through. Leave yourself a little tail. I usually will attach my tail to something because it does make it a little easier not to lose it. As long as you left yourself enough room, you can do that. Oh, there's no room there. Let me get one page. There we go. There. Just that way I don't pull it through. All right, so I have a little cheat sheet for my 5-hole because y'all know I can never remember it. Where is it at? That ain't it. It's on grid paper. There it is. It just tells me which holes goes in and which direction because I'm horrible at it. So 1 is in the middle, 2 comes out here from the inside out, and then 3, and then 4 is right here. So back through, 5, 6, and then 7, and then out is 8. Okay? But just make yourself a cheat sheet. It'll save your sanity. Trust me. All right, let's see if we can get this thing in here. So we're going to try to find this hole. All right. Usually going that direction is not the hard part. It's when you start going back on top of the threads that it gets tricky. And leave a little gap right now because it'll just be easier to work with. I'm going to spin it around so I can see this side hopefully and try to find the hole. I say that lightly. It's hard to tell which one it is because this is curved. It doesn't have an actual fold like it would normally. It's more of a curved spine, so it is a little hard to see. I think this is it. Let's see if it comes through in the right spot. Yep, it did. Okay. There's 2, and then through this page, which should go fairly easy. It did. All right, and then 3 is the bottom. So back through. Bottom. Oops, I caught on something. You're going to snag on your clips and everything else because that's just the way it goes. You could not do the clips, but it's harder. So do the clips. All right, I'm going to turn it again because I can't work from certain angles. All right, here's my hole. It's better to have a needle that is dull than a sharp needle because what happens, and mine isn't, it's sharp unfortunately. What happens is if you have a dull needle, you won't poke a new hole as easily as you will when you have a sharp needle. And we don't want to poke a new hole. We want it to go through the hole it's supposed to go through. So, and that reasoning, it's just better to have a dull needle, but mine are all very sharp. I'm sure they make needles, they're called something, I don't know, maybe they're embroidery needles, I don't know, that do not have a point. Hole is 4, and it's going back through our number 2 hole, okay? So, we got to find that number 2 hole. That's going to be fun, to say the least. All right, so we're going to try to find it with all this stuff. This is a challenging one because it's very flimsy, and it's got a lot of layers. I'm trying not to make a new hole or split this thread. So try to keep it off to the side if I can. I hope I can. If not, I'll have to fight with split threads. Did it go? It did. Okay. There. Same thing here. We don't want to split that thread. Try to stay just beside it. All right. Okay, and then 5. So right now we're at 4. Make sure I'm in the right direction. Okay, we're at 4. So 5, you would think you would go here, but you do not. You jump it and you go to the next one up. Okay, because we come out here. So go to the next hole. Should go through like butter if you're in the right spot. And then this hole. Okay. And then 6 is the top. I'll try to turn it again. Now this one, I can't see it all. See if I can find it. So it's this one here. It did help making that mark so that I didn't get confused and come over here. So having that little chalk mark in there is definitely helpful. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? Here. I can't see it. I'm just going to cheat and put my awl through. And then I can see where the hole is at least, and then start pulling my awl out with my other 2 fingers until I come back in that same hole. That's one way to do it. Okay. And then through this one. Okay. And then we're going to go back into here. And you want to make sure that you stay to the top of that thread. So try to stay above it. You just don't want to split it. When you split it, what happens is that you can't tighten it because it's going through it, and it just stops you from being able to tighten it. So try not to split it. And then here, so on this one, let's see where that thread goes. All right, it goes up, so we want to go on the bottom side of it since the thread is going that direction on the other side. So I'm trying to find just the right side of that hole. Using my finger underneath there. Hopefully I'm in the right spot. All right, and then we got to go back to the center. See if I can see it. So on this one, I think the thread is going the other way. Yeah, so we have to stay to this side. I know y'all can't really see. It would be almost impossible for me to line that up exactly. Am I staying to that side? I'm just making sure I'm not splitting that. Well, I had it. And then I pulled it right back out. Come on. Do it. I need like a magnifying glass to see if I split these sometimes. It's very hard to see. I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think it's split. Okay. And then back into this one. And it looks good. Ouch. Stabbed myself. Am I bleeding? Nope. Good. All right, so that's our last one. And then what's going to happen is you want your 2 threads to be on either side of what I call the bridge. Okay, you got a little thread in the middle, and these 2 go on each side of it. And then you tighten everything up. Okay, sometimes you can just pull both directions and it'll tighten right up. It never works for me. I see people do it all the time. At this point, you can pull your clips out because you don't need them anymore. You've already got the threads where they belong, so they're good. And I usually just play with it until I get them tight, because it is what it is, and I can't figure out a good way to do it without just playing with each thread until I figure out which ones pull it tight. Sometimes it's hard to tell. That one does that. Which one does this? Not that one. Which one is it? It's not that one. Let's see it. So this. All right. So that one does that. That one does that. Okay. And that does that. All right. Usually, if you just play around, you'll figure it out which one pulls what. And you want to get it really snug, and then you want to turn it over, and you want to just kind of tap that and see if it feels snug. Now, this is going in and over this netting. I don't care. It's just going to look like part of the netting. But I do want it tight. So, try to make it tight. So just back and forth a couple times. Usually that'll do it. And then give yourself a knot. Usually I'll put a bow too. For this one, I think I'm just going to lay them because I don't want a bow, because I'm going to be gluing over the top of this. So I'm going to lay them down here, and then what I'll probably do is just glue them down like that. So I'm just going to snip off the ends. And they should, I'll probably snip them off more, but I think I'm just going to glue it just like that for where that pop-up goes. All right, so there's that one. Everything looks good. It looks nice and snug. Oh, I ripped that page a little bit. How'd you manage that? I'm going to fix that while I'm at it, because it's where that made that pocket. It just came loose there a little bit. I'm just going to glue that back down so it doesn't get worse. There. All right. I probably snagged it with a clip or something. All right, so there's that one. And now we got to go to number 2. Technically number 1. And make sure it's the right direction. Make sure that all of your pages where you want them to be. This is the only one in this one that's not centered. It's a little smaller. Sometimes you'll have all kinds of different sizes in here. I rarely do a lot of different sizes. I don't know why. I just don't. But that looks pretty tell. And we're going to try to get that as snug as we can. I'm going to go ahead and add these clips, and then I'll move them because I've got it held snug right now. All right, give them a little thing. Make sure the top is the top so that the holes are going in the right spot. Make sure everything feels seated. That's the most important, is that everything is seated. If it's seated, it helps it, your holes to line up better. So this goes with the top of my book, my signature. So it should be, those lines should be even on each side. Got one page there, it seems a little off. Is it? It's on this side. It might be a tad off. It's not a lot. I think I'm just going to leave it. It's a fraction. It's fine. All right, so make sure it's seated, and you can kind of just pull that down. I'm just trying to hold it snug. Okay, like I said, make sure that you've got a little bit of a fold in there. And then you can poke your holes. I'm going to move that out of the way just so I don't poke it. And just double check, front, top. That says top, everything's in the right spot. Middle hole. Okay. So it's not, sewing signatures in is, you know, it's a learning curve for sure, but I don't think it's super, super difficult. You know, it can be frustrating at times when holes don't line up, but it's one of those things that you just got to go with and try not to let it get the best of you. Because I know it can be a little much sometimes. I've had holes not line up and me just fight with them and fight with them. But I will say using the awl does help if you are having that happen, because you can kind of poke it through and then use it to find your hole with the needle. I'm trying to find this one. It says it's right there, but I'm not feeling it. I'm trying not to poke any new hole. I want to use the existing hole, which it should go right into like butter if I hit it. Yep, there, I hit it. Okay, so once I find it, I'm going to try to mark it like I did on the last one, because I think that worked well. So there's one. It's like you know about where it is, but it closes up. Oh my gosh, this fabric. It just closes right back up, and it's like self-healing mat. It definitely closes back up. There it is. There's no resistance. Nope, had it for a second. There it is. And these little marks, they may show a little, but it's minor. It's like I know about where it should be. But from where I did it earlier, it's completely closed. I can't see it at all anymore. So I'm just letting my needle tell me where the hole is. Maybe. Come on, I know you're here somewhere. Gotta be right in this area. Oh, come on. I can't find it. Why? Can I see it on this side? Huh? Where are you? Logically, you should be right there. Oh, come on. This one's going to be... It's not there. I know I have a hole there. I know I put it. That's the center. Oh, did I find it? Let me see. No. Why are you not going through? I'm going to start talking to this hole in a minute. Oh my goodness. Can't find it. Alright, where's my thing? Oh, I can't take it out now. It's okay. I have another one that's pretty much the same, so I just want to see about where it should be. It should be right here. Why can I not find... Oh, there it is. Whew. It's like the hole isn't there. It's gone. That one was challenging. There. All right. Now. All right, back to where we were. So get this, make sure we're in the right direction. And we need to pull this out. Did we put our holes? Yep, we put our holes. So now we need to pull it out. Move these over. Because I have the holes in there. Sometimes I forget. I'll start sewing in with this in there. Don't do that. You don't want that in there when you sew. 1, 2, 3. tail. And one. And let's see. I'm just going to clip this to my page. Just a little bit of it. This one. Ribbon. Ribbon is determined to get in my way. Hopefully I'm staying in focus. I know I'm moving around a lot. All right, second hole. I think it's right here. That looks about right. Take it. Yep. Yeah, I could have gone a little closer, I think, but I think I'll be all right. It's a little further apart than I wanted, but I probably should have gone a little closer. So that was 2, 3 goes in the bottom, 3, is it going to give me trouble still? Oh, there it is. So look, see how close it is? A little closer than I probably should have gone. I think I'm okay though. I don't think I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'll be okay. Like I said, these round, when you're doing a rounded spine like this, holes go, but I think it's all right. All right, so we got there, and then we want to go back into that one. So I'm gonna turn it because it's easier for me. So the thread is going this direction on both sides. So just stay to the top. So you don't split it. Make sure. Ooh. Yep. Okay, hold on. So I didn't split the thread, but what I did is I went through the fabric. Here, I'm going to try to show you guys this because it's kind of important to know because it will also keep you from tightening it. All right, let's see if I can do it. All right, light, get over there. All right, right here, when I came out, see how there's a little bit of this fabric from this pocket in between there? It's not in this hole. I don't know if you can see that, but I need it in this hole. So I'm gonna try to come under that piece that I grabbed and come into there. So that's what I'm gonna try to do to fix it, because if I don't, I could just unthread the needle and pull it back through and do it again. But usually I can just kind of fix it this way. We'll see. If I can't fix it this way, I'll pull it back through. But I'm going to try this first. Oops, don't hit anything else. Let's see if I can get it out of there. And into the right hole. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Let me see. Feel like it's going to tighten. I'm moving the thread just to make sure it's still free moving. Yep, it's still free moving. Okay, we're good. We are okay. So, and the same thing here. Come back through, see which side your thread's on. It helps. So I need to be at the top. When you got all these layers of fabric, though, it is challenging not to have that happen. To not get that little piece, you know, in there. And we don't want that. All right, so now we're skipping that middle hole. Catching on everything. I usually try to close those down. I can't close these, but I can close that. So skip that one, go to the next one. find it. There it is. All right. And in through here. All right. And then we want to go up to the top. Can I see it? Ooh, that is like right on that spot. I've got a little, oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. It's not coming out at all where I thought it was. Okay. My A is trying to come off. All right. And then we want to go here. Try to stay to this side. And this one. All right, that also goes up, so we want to stay to the bottom. It's hard working with all this netting. I think I'm hitting thread, but I'm actually touching netting instead. Oh, come on. Did I get it? I think I got it. Should have my fabric. I did get a little teeny tiny bit of fabric there. I could possibly just snip it, but let's see if I can get under it. Come on. I think it's because this is such a woven fabric, it's really easy to grab it. And my needle's sharp, which doesn't help. I can't. Gotta get it to move or it's never going to tighten. It might tighten. Come here, little piece. Gotcha. There you go. Did I get you? I think so. Find out later. If I didn't. All right, back to the middle. I could go under all this netting here. I've got a lot of netting right there. I think I'm going to go under it. Just because I do have so much. And then I'll go in there. Let's see if I can not split this again. I might have to look into getting some duller needles. This needle is so sharp that it tries to split it every time. Oh, I lost the hole. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger. Alright, got it. I think we're good. We're good? Yeah. Can't tell if it's not tightening for some reason or if it's just feels like it's, you know, I think it's totally split there. I may have to fight with that piece a little. So I think I have a feeling I split something. We'll find out. All right, back into here. Let's see. Did I get it? Maybe. All right, on the other side of the bridge. I think we're good. All right, let's pull everything off. Hope that it is all right. I prefer a 5. If you're just starting out though, 3s are easier. 3-hole pamphlet stitches are easier than 5-hole pamphlet stitches. One, because there's less holes, but 5s hold better. So if you got a lot of bulky things that you really think are just not going to hold good, then I would definitely say go with the 5. But you could probably get away with 3. So I'm just gonna try and snug this up. Now, logically, that should have been what I wanted, but that didn't seem to work. Where is that coming from? Is it this one? I bet it's that one. Hold on. I should have went under the netting there too, but I did not. So I'm coming over the netting. It's probably going to be a little less tight than I want. See if I can figure this out. No. Oh, from the back. Can I find it? Oh, I did find it. It's hard to find without. All right, I'm trying to get. It's this one, right? Yeah, it is that one. Okay. Am I tight? I think I'm tight. All right. I think I got it. Just gonna double check the other side. Make sure everything looks fairly snug. See, I'm coming over the netting right here, and I think I should have went under the netting. Oh, there's my problem. It's snug on my little starfish. I was like, why wasn't it pulling? That was why. As I snagged on that. All right, there. Some of these are over, some are under. Ideally, I probably could have gone under all of them if I really wanted to think about it, but I do not, so it is what it is. Make sure that feels nice and snug before I tie it. Right. I feel snug. Pretty good. Considering all the netting, feels pretty good. Make sure you're on each side of the bridge. Alrighty. And then you can just cut off the excess. You can leave room in case you want to hang a charm or something. You know, sometimes I hang charms from them. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just tie them in a bow. It all depends. I might hang a charm. I do have many charms left. We'll just throw it in a bow for right now. There. Okay. So there's our signatures. And we're still fitting in there pretty good. Okay, so that's how it works. And this, as it's used, this spine will kind of take shape, I think, a little better, but that's not bad. Considering I enlarged it and everything and added, you know, made it 2 signatures instead of 1, I think we're still closing pretty good. The lace is going to get a little squished in just that one spot there, but not too bad. All right, that will work fine. So now we got to put everything back in where it goes, and then we're going to sew in our little pop-up. What time is it? We're okay. We're not doing too bad. Not too bad, considering that could have been a nightmare. Really. But I keep all my little things when I make these. There's different sizes in here. That way I don't have to make a new one every time. It's a little bit snug in this. It doesn't quite fit. I don't know where the other ones, I already put it in there. I probably did. Okay. So I've got these upside down, so this should be here. Oh, I need tweezers. All right, a little crab. I'm going to put these, every time I say I'm going to put these back together right, and then I don't, we'll try to put them back together right. Okay. is these two. And there. There. Up. G. Well. H. See how much of a gap I have though. I don't really care. It doesn't bug me. If it bugs you, make your holes closer together. I had room. I probably ideally should have made them a little closer together. What happened is when I was thinking of this, I was thinking that I had three, like a 3-hole, 3 signatures. And so I was leaving the 1 centimeter from the center each side. In reality, I only needed to leave like a 1/2 centimeter from that center mark because I didn't have another one going there. So that's what I did. It's not a huge deal. It just means there's a little bigger gap in there. If I'm putting more stuff in there, it'll end up filling in. Some people throw a little charm in there or something, or a bookmark or something like that. When they end up with a gap like that, you could always just throw a little bookmark in there or something. But that's what happened in my mind. I wasn't thinking about it, not having that center one. Where did this go? Oh, in this pocket. I think it turned out pretty good though. Okay, we're going to glue that pop-up in there in a minute, which is this. Just set it there for now. So I couldn't glue that in originally because I had to get the signature in first. Okay. I need something in there. All right. So let's do this pop-up. I'm a little nervous about it. I think it's going to work, but I think it'll fold flat enough. So because of how I did this, it had to be glued on after. So I have to glue it on here very flush. So I'm going to cut this off a little bit more. Try not to have it stick out. Oh, maybe more than that. Yeah, a little bit more than that. Okay. So that's going to go there. And then this has to be like right on that fold to open properly. So what's going to happen is we're going to have to glue it and just make sure that it's as close and snug in there as we can get it with this thread on here. I think I can do it, but make sure I'm the right direction. Yes. Okay. So we're just going to do one side at a time and see how that goes. I think it'll be okay. I'm going to use art glitter because it grabs the fastest. Thank you, Bonnie. I'm glad you like it. So put a decent amount here. Now this will glue this signature in too, so if there's ever a repair done, too bad, so sad. It probably isn't happening. Because it's going to glue it all down. I'm hoping this doesn't dry before I get all of it on here. It's like art glitter is great because it grabs fast, but it's pain because it dries fast. It's like, it's both. Because it sometimes will dry before you get it down. Alright, that should be good. So try to get this on here as snug into that corner as I can. Ideally centered. So I'm going to try to fit it just like that. Like I said, I'm nervous. But it has to be right at the fold, or it will not open properly. I think that's all right. Make sure it's seated. And try to get this. I don't want to pull that off completely because I don't want to weaken that spot. So I'm leaving that little bit of ribbon there. Oops, I don't want to glue there. Oops, I need a wipe. Okay. So let's see. Does that side feel glued? I think so. All right, let's try this side. Hopefully I've got it in the center. Exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so I'm going to close it just like this. Just trying to make sure it's seating there. All right, your little hand's stuck under there. Why is your little hand stuck under there? Oh, I got glue on there. How'd you manage that? I glued a little arm under there. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I managed that. Got a little arm stuck there. I'll put a sticker there. Your little arm cannot go underneath, girl. She almost needs her head strengthened. She's a little flimsy. I might have to strengthen her. But that's okay. It's not quite seated. It's close, but it'll be all right. That's the hard part, was trying to get this seated. Because I've got the thread in there, almost impossible. But it is raising just a little bit, but it's not really a huge deal. As long as the pop-up works, I don't think that's going to present any kind of problem. I think it'll be all right. So here's what it looks like. I don't know if y'all can see. I'm looking at my camera trying to see if you can see. I'll hold it up in a second. So when the page is opened, it's supposed to pop up. Okay, and her arm isn't supposed to be glued on there, so I had a little, how her arm got glued on there somehow. Okay, let's see. I'm going to show you this up close so you can see. Am I zoomed in? I'm not, am I? I must have just had my tripod closer today. All right, so just like that. So it's still functional. It's not as seated as I would have liked it to have been right there, but I think it's okay. So it's definitely functional. All right, so we're going to add just a couple of stickers around here. Just to, one, I want to cover that spot I just made. Put these back in my little thing. Is this the one they were in? Oh, that's why. Get all the rest of them. All right, keep that with that. All right, let's put a little bit of spots around here. I don't know if I want to bother putting glue there. Honestly, it doesn't have to have it. I'd rather not have any excess glue sticking out, so I think I'm just going to leave it. It's a tiny bit raised, but I'd rather it, like I said, I'd rather not have the glue sticking out. All right, let's do stickers. I had a whole set of stickers. Where'd you put them? I know where they are. Hold on. I say that. And now it's like, I can't see them. I don't know why I keep losing these mermaid tail stickers so easily. Do y'all know what I did with them last time? I said, I'll do this with them. I won't lose them. Yeah, sure. Sure. Not there. I could use some of those. Where are they at? They got to be in here somewhere. Not there. Maybe in here. No. All right, mermaid tail stickers. Where'd you hide? Every day. One of these days I'm not going to lose stuff. And that would be a miracle. They got to be in this box. Surely I didn't stick them somewhere else. That would not be logical. Not that I'm logical all the time. I know they're in here. They're just hiding really well. Okay. All right. Mermaid stickers. All right. Let's see. Where would they look good? I'm thinking maybe right there. Let's be mermaids. That's cute. What time is it? All right, I'm good. If I can get it started. Where's my other one? Come on. It's like it's not. I'm trying not to get fingerprints all over it. It's the only problem with these clear ones. I do get fingerprints super easy. Alright. Do I want any glue? Yeah, totally got fingerprints on it. It may not show. I didn't put glue right here, but because I'm going to put this sticker over it, I am going to put some glue right here. Just so that lays flat. Alright, and then, you know, I'll just put it where I'll put a little bit on these bubbles. That's about it. Everywhere else is going to show too much. Alright, let's see. Stick that there. Just says, let's be mermaids. That's cute. And then we've got mermaid kisses and starfish wishes. I should be able to put here. Same thing. Just raise that up and glue it. I wasn't concerned, but since I am laying the sticker on it, I'll make sure it's down better. I'm going to clean my fingers off this time. See if I can not get glue stick fingers on them. Alright. A little bit cleaner. Alright, mermaid kisses and starfish wishes. Alright. See if I can peel it with this. Sometimes I can. Sometimes it tries to rip. Got it. Okay. Just right there. Alright, that's good. I could put little things there if I wanted. I don't know what else I have. I have a little jellyfish there. I also have this pack of cutouts that I did. I could put on here. Let's see. Starfishes. An anchor. Nah. Oh. a little seahorse. He's very blue though. Do I have a green one or something? Maybe just the starfishes. Just grabbing the one with the anchor. I don't want the anchor. There. Maybe that. No. Shell. Put that little shell there. I'm just adding just a few finishing touches to this. Just because it could use just a little something. Maybe I'll use that seahorse up there. It's a little less blue up here. There, I can use them up there. All right, that should be good. Done enough. Let's see. These are just little fabric cutouts. 20 more. All right, so we're just going to glue those on there. Make sure there's no sticky when we close this, because I definitely don't want it sticking. I'll put some powder on it. Okay. Starfish or seahorse? Oh, starfish. Trying to see where it looks good. Maybe like that. Okay. And this can go here. All right, and one more. Come here. All right, here we go. Cute. All right, I like it. So I'm gonna throw some powder just because I did put a bunch of glue. This is just embossing powder that keeps embossing powders from sticking. Just, I don't want to risk anything gluing. And if they're a little, like if her head starts getting too weak, I can glue a piece of cardboard behind there just to give it a little more strength, but I think it'll be all right. Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything's sticking. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. So that is it, guys. Other than putting our charm on, which I'll stick on in a second. It's good. I didn't do a writing board with this one. I could still make a writing board and throw it in there, and I may, but I don't think I'm gonna do it on camera. Y'all have seen me do writing boards 100 times. I'll show it if I do a flip through, which I usually do a flip through. So I'll show that if I make one. I usually try to make one, but I don't know. I just didn't. I have to figure out a good picture for one. But that is it, guys. What was I saying? Charm. So we've got our little seahorse shaker card with this little starfish in there. Which doesn't want to move right now. There it goes. You see it? Cute. It moves around. So, seahorse shaker card. He can go wherever. He can go in the front. Or he can go in the back. Or he can go in this pocket. I usually put the writing board in this pocket, so. But anywhere, it does not matter where he goes. Okay. And then we've got our charm. Let's see if I can close this first. Okay. Here's our charm. Find the top of it. There we go. And that just hooks on here. Like so. And then it dangles down like that. It's not any longer than the journal itself. All right, that is it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed that. I like this mermaid, she's cute. I made her so she was in the front, but you know, they never stay where you put them. But there, that's pretty good. All right, that is our journal. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that tutorial. Didn't take too long for that one. And y'all give it a shot. I will be putting this up for sale at some point when I get around to it. And I'll do a flip through before then. I'll video a flip through. I probably won't do it as a live. I'll just do it on camera and post it to my page so y'all can see it. And then I'll put it up for sale. And I still need to post that Paris one for sale. I never did. I'm slacking. So I need to get them both up for sale. All right, and then we'll be off to our Alice in Wonderland journal next time. So y'all join me. That will be on, we'll start the Alice one on Wednesday. And then Sunday I'll be doing a project for Stencil Sunday. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll do something. Okay, there's no holidays right now, right? My anniversary is the 11th. Number 24. So that's coming up. I made that gift for Dave online. I'm with y'all during that Stencil Sunday, so he's got his gift already. And then I assume he ordered me something because he's like, there's a package coming in the mail tomorrow. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, what'd you buy? And he's like, oh, just a box. Just a box from Amazon. They had a sale on boxes. I'm like, oh, really? So I'm sure he ordered something. Some art supply, because that's all I have on my list, my Amazon list. It's art supplies. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you guys on Sunday for Stencil Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern. And then after that, I will see you on Wednesday. All right, take care. Bye-bye.